Formula 1 returns to Belgium for round 12 of the 2018 season and for the first race back after the mid-season test. And with this race at Spa and the next race at Monza being high-speed tracks, championship momentum could swing back in the way towards Toyota and Mercedes and Williams if they can keep the cars on the track. This is why both drivers, Josh Cho and Robbie Kubica, were out early in first practice to see if they could keep their cars on the black stuff, and the fortunes look to be on the up. For Williams, both Kubica and Tiro were able to set lap times within the top 5. Jean-Eric Vergne was also putting in a numerous amount of laps to get used to his new surroundings ahead of his first race in yellow, and was even practicing the draft with teammate Nico Hülkenberg throughout FP2. Mercedes come to this race looking to pick up where they left off in the first half of the season, with a massive championship lead in both championships for Fernando Alonso and the Mercedes team themselves. And Red Bull come to this race testing some new ultra low drag front and rear wings, which they plan to run here and the next race to mitigate the loss of straight line speed that they still face with the cars with power units even halfway through this season. Carmen Jordan lines up slowest in qualifying in 20th place, with Carlos Sainz starting from 19th in the second of the Toro Rossos. It'll be the two teammates lining up on row 9, with Rio Haryanto in 18th and Pierre Gasly getting the best of Formula 2.5 in 17th. Matsushita could only manage 16th place despite the strengths that the Saubers should have around this track, with Lance Stroll only going for 15th in Q2. The 5-place penalty drops Verstappen 5 places down to 14th, and Mick Schumacher starts from 13th as the lead of the Haas. Charles Leclerc starts lead of the Sauber Alfa Romeos now from P12, and Jean-Eric Vergne just misses out on the top 10 in his first time out in yellow, starting from P11. Lewis Hamilton gets into the top 10, albeit due to Verstappen's penalty, so he would have started from 11th otherwise, with Pascal Wehrlein starting from P9. It'd been all red row 4, with Adrian Sutton and Sebastian Vettel separated by less than a tenth of a second. Fernando Alonso starts from P6 in the Mercedes, and a good lap from Kobayashi. He can start from P5 as the lead of the Toyotas. Outstanding lap from Hülkenberg, who got the draft from his teammate to get through into Q3, lines up in P4. Daniel Kvyat starting from 3rd in his low drag Red Bull. This left Williams to get back to familiar territory, with Kubica starting from 2nd and Josh Chiro taking honours with pole position. Hey guys, Taro here. Welcome back to the UniONE career, this time round 12 for the Belgian Grand Prix, the first race back after the summer break. That midweek test at least anyway at Silverstone. And it looks like Williams and BMW have finally got on top of whatever happened to our cars back at the last race at Hungary. But now then, Nico Hülkenberg starting from P4 in a Renault which should not be starting in P4, because there weren't any super low drag upgrades or anything. It was just a massively amazing lap honestly from Hülkenberg in Q3. And also Fernando Alonso starting quite a way down the order from what he's used to since he's been starting. Well, he's in the top 5 still, but with all the cars in front of him being fairly nippy in a straight line as well. Maybe even Hülkenberg and that Toyota of Kobayashi is going to be fast to try and get past early on. Also, what about the other banana car? Here with Jean-Eric Vergne in his first race back, now with Renault. I'm sure he's going to want to try and beat the Ferraris in this race, put one now over his old team. And he said last year's Ferrari is better than this year's one, so let's see how he likes this year's Renault. Now then, look back to our starting from pole position. We've definitely, Williams, I'm pretty sure, are going to take the pole position trophy for this season. I'm pretty sure if we didn't get a pole now for the rest of the season, I don't think anyone else can really take it from us now, because we've got quite a few of them so far. Of course, starting here with the 1-2 on the track, which should favour the Williams. But hopefully now we can hold the lead into turn 1, starting on the inside line, so we're not on the racing line, but we can cover our position hopefully into turn 1, hopefully from Daniel Kvyat and Hülkenberg as well, as our teammate are now coming to the 5 red lights for the second half of the season, the Belgian Grand Prix. Lights out and away we go, and we get a pretty okay start alongside now our teammate Robbie Kubica. There's going to be about that run now down into turn 1, got Kvyat looking racy as well at the inside line. It's going to be 3 wide almost into turn 1, looks like Kubica's got it around the outside line. Now then, we're going side by side now with Daniel Kvyat and the Red Bull out of turn 1. Kvyat so on the racing line, but we have the inside line still. There's going to be drugs there, upper rouge, got Toyota and Renault side by side further back to one. Kvyat's going to try and keep around the outside line. He runs out a bit wide, loses momentum, and Hülkenberg dies it up the inside line, and very opportunistic move there from the German. Now Kvyat's going to be under pressure now from this much faster in a straight line Toyota. Going to be going down situation, of course, no DRS yet. That won't be activated for the next 2 laps. Now Kvyat's going to try and go defensive to the inside line. Now there's a massive dive, look at 4 wide further back, a massive dive from one of the Haas further back as well. Very brave move there from them. And then Daniel Kvyat though just manages to hold off though from Kobayashi, and Hulk's actually got in front of us as well, I've just noticed there. So Hulkenberg's had an absolutely blinding start. I don't know why it's finding this straight line speed fight. He must be running some kind of like special low drag setup himself as well. And further back, got side by side here now with Fernando Alonso and one of the Ferraris. They have Adrian Sutil. Suttil's giving up the inside line here of Fernando Alonso. I think this might be the first time these have actually ever gone into combat side by side still. Sutil keeps his nose in on the inside line. Great bravery from both the drivers to go side by side there. 3-pull on Alonso, still keeping it side by side. He's going to try and squeeze out Sutil. He just has to leave space. Like he's still around the outside line if he can hold it here, and then turn to the inside for the German. Going to be side by side still with Fernando Alonso. Now they're coming now right side of this corner here. Alonso actually has to back out of it. Alonso backs out of the move. Interesting there. Alonso risks seeing that he can't fight with Adrian Sutil there. Probably one of the best overtakes for him personally he's probably ever done. And now we're gaining now on the back of Hulkenberg because that Renault may be slippery in a straight line. There's still nothing compared to what our BMW Williams is, and I'm going to go for a dive on the inside line of Hulkenberg and keep it side by side now. Going out into the bus chicane, still keeping it side by side here with the German, but he's just able to cover the inside line. We get a little bit of a twitch though on corner exit, and we're still all over the back though of the German. Going out into turn one, Kvyat is just romping away now into the distance because it's so much faster here than this Renault. But Hulk, he's not getting blue flags or anything. This is full position, so he can fight each and every one. Look at this massive train. You think Jarno truly is in that car with the train of every single other car in the race right up behind me. Now then throw a Rouge. We get a much better run than what we did last time. The Kvyat's got a pretty good run as well. As he's going to have the straight line speed now. Maybe with that low drag setup, he's going to tell you to 11. As you can pull side by side now. You find some good speed there in that Cosy engine. You keep it side by side now on the inside line. You're trying to hold it out around the outside line here of the Russian. We just managed to find it around the outside line again. Nice sweeping moves, making the track as wide as possible, making our car as wide as possible. Of course, they are a lot wider now than what we had back in 2016, so just the actual wideness of the car as well, probably coming into play there to kind of keep our position there in front. But still, we're still already back once again onto the back of Hulkenberg, so that Renault just showing it really shouldn't be up here. Hulk should not be this high up the grid. Even Verni's his new teammate didn't even get into Q3, although it is really his first time in the race, so he still can't get used to the car yet. But still, Renault are on the fringes of the top 10, but they're definitely not worthy of being in a legitimate second place. Well, at least yet anyway. If they keep their rapid development, then who knows by the end of the season. Hulkenberg though, he's just parking his car now in all the right places. Because we can stay to the race lines. We actually go purple through the second sector. I'm not quite sure how you've done that, because I thought our teammate Kvyat leading the race would have gone a lot faster, but it seems not. Again, though, I'm back on me again. Nice run here in the section. I'm going to pull side by side now where the German can find a way on the inside line. He's side by side, almost contact with Hulkenberg. He managed to force him out now. He's coming out into the bus chicane. Got Kvyat looking racy as well. Now Kvyat and Hulkenberg are going to battle because this could get pretty personal here between the two of them with the Renault Red Bull. Well, I would say a relationship, but it wasn't exactly that by the end of 2016. And Hulk there has the inside line. He's just about able to put himself back in front. He does, gets very aggressive there, forces out Daniel Kvyat now through turn one. So Hulk, he drops down now to P3. He's still in the podium position. And Renault are one of 3 teams this season to not yet have a podium. So you got there and McLaren and Toro Rosso. And I don't think they've got a chance to get him on. So with Hulk this high up the grid, he could well be on for a podium. I mean, he's had some pretty good races here in the past as well. Here at Spa, seems to be one of the tracks that suits his driving style. And that's going to go defensive now. We does have DRS though. Now it is lap 3 of the race. Now Hulk though does have to go defensive to the inside line now from Daniel Kvyat. Going to try and hold it around the outside line. He gets a bit aggressive there. Bit of wheel banging with the German. They're going to be side by side now. And the Hulk just puts the power down and keeps it on the inside line. Imagine this is going to be infuriating Daniel Kvyat. Because you can see he's just pulling away now from the Renault as well. Of course, that will be helped by these two battling. But we just got a so much faster car in general than what that Renault is anyway. Hulk though, fair play to him. If he can keep his position fair and square, then he can keep it. But now moving on to the same place now in lap 5, so a few laps further on. Hulk still in P3 behind us. And now we're caught up now to Robbie Kubica, so as the tyre wear starts to go off, it looks like we've got a bit of tyre wear in Kubica. Now then, we confirm to the pit crew that will be coming in now at the end of this lap, although Kubica is the lead driver, so if he comes in we have to stay out. We'll just confirm to the crew. If he doesn't come in, then I want to. Of course, since we started on pole, so we initially had the strategy for the leader, but then Kubica is now leading the race, so he can do whatever he wants. Although we're still getting now in the station, we've dropped Hulkenberg, still got Daniel Kvyat there right up behind him. But now I'm still coming now through this straight here. Well, it's not really a straight, but it's still flat out though, either way. Now they're coming now into the bus stop chicane. Look to the inside, of course we're not going to go for a move because we might be pitting it into this lap. And indeed we are, because Kubica chooses to stay out, so Kubica is going to try and go for an overcut on us now. You know, of course, depends how much traffic we drop into, but Hulkenberg holding up a queue of cars behind could actually do us a favour. Look at that, making you see there the massive queue of cars. I think every other car in the race was pretty much stuck in that queue of cars there behind Daniel Kvyat. Now we're coming now for a set of the medium tyres. Now these mediums, should take us to the end of the race, barring any safety cars or anything. But given how this season's gone so far, it's been so tame, and Bert Marland has not even left the pit lane yet. So, yeah, how things are going, you should go to the end of the race. And look at this massive queue of cars here. Going to Sebastian now with the Toro, so he's just going to go first because he had the better momentum out of the corner as well. We should be now 3 full positions away from the back of the grid. You've got a bit of a fight going on up front. What's this? Is that the 2 Haas there, line astern? And you've got massive shooter here in that Sauber, which is now kind of an Alfa Romeo, but not exactly. He pulls to the inside though of Max Verstappen. We're going to breeze past because that Sauber is so fast in a straight line. He makes the move stick as well. Nice move from Massachusetts. Of course, this track should favour. Now then, we've got Mick Schumacher trying to make a move on the inside of Verstappen. Verstappen trying to keep it around the outside line. Of course, Mick Schumacher actually won this race last season back in 2018. I'm pretty sure he's not going to be repeating that this year, but doing better here with the Red Bull and Max Verstappen. I'm sure there's going to be pretty good still experience here for Schumi at the circuit Spa-Francorchamps. But the Red Bull though should able to keep it on the inside line. But Schumi is on soft tyres though, so that's saying inside outside the top 10, so you can go over strategy you want. So it looks like now his tyres are going to be now in better nick than what Verstappen's super softs are. Of course, since Verstappen did start inside the top 10, but then of course he got dropped out with his penalty. So I don't know if he's on the tyre that he started, he got through in Q2 on, although he went out all over the back of the Haas in front of us. And you got a bit of a battle here further back, like I said in the qualifying report, pretty much Formula 2.5 here. We've got everyone, we've got the front running cars, then you've got the midfield of Renault, Haas and Sauber. And then you've got a bit of quite the gap down to Toro Rosso and McLaren. Now you've got Sebastian now, he's got Carlos Sainz makes a move on the inside line. Of course, these two going to get pretty personal between Honda and McLaren. Now these two cars have seemed pretty even so far. Now Harrington going to go for a dive back right this line. Of course, Harrington has never won to back out of a fight, and Harrington they also want to set a super soft tyre, so his tyres are going to start to be going off now. You've got Carlos Sainz and his teammate Pierre Gasly on a set there of soft tyres. That's going to be dragging it down. In turn 1, you've got Harrington once again on the outside line, but with DRS, you can pin around the outside line. And Sainz keeps it on the inside line to try to square throttle, but Harrington just keeps his car there on the racing line, keeps his front wheel in alongside Sainz's rear wheel, and it's going to be side by side now. These two are going to go side by side up a Rouge, and the two slowest cars here battling tooth and nail here, running outside of Rouge. A brilliant move from Harrington if he can pull it off, and he does. An incredible move there from the Indonesian now, looking back up front to us. So this is on the same straight, still same lap. He makes the move there on the inside of last round in the Haas. Of course, he's not going to really put up too much of a fight to us, and they're going to go. Actually, they're going to a complete standstill as the car faces the wrong way, and massive sheet is now facing the wrong way. You got the Star Wars and Toro Rosso there, just managed to get through. And actually, though, he gets going again, although just about to wait for one of the Mercs there to come through, which must have made their first stop already. Let's see, what happened there to Masashita? Just facing the wrong way. Did he go too late on the brakes or something? It's a really strange place to just randomly be parked. Looking at a replay of what happened, he's got Max Verstappen up behind him. Verstappen they're keeping in the DRS, now going to go to the inside line. Masashita defends from Max Verstappen. Verstappen going to try and now hold it now around the outside line, coming though into the corner. I think there's actually a little bit of contact. I think Verstappen actually turns Masashita. So remember back to Germany, he turned Pierre Gasly into the wall, and Massachusetts on the inside line maybe just got pinched to the apex, maybe the racing isn't, it depends what the shooters think of that. Now moving a bit further on now, back onto the live action, we've got a teammate Robbie Kubica now coming into the pit lane, and he's got a Hulk still pretty much right up behind him. Hulk has some incredible pace in his first stint, and could well be on for, if not a podium, definitely maybe even a top 5 at this rate, if he can keep up this kind of pace. Now then, where's our teammate going to come out of the pits? Because the overcut, you think, wouldn't work around this track, because then we get held up though in that traffic, and you're also having to come to a complete standstill when Matsushita spun. Our teammate's now backing out onto the track and he's catching in front of us, but now he's also on fresher tyres, so the overcut strategy has worked out an absolute treat there for Kubica. And behind us we've got Hulk, who's still in P3, so GG there to Hulkenberg, fair play. He's got some massive pace, and imagine it's going to be killing the Renault engine, which he's got to use for the rest of the season, but for the glory of maybe taking a podium is probably worth it. Now Hulk had a chance to make a move to our inside line now. And then we've got Schumi here, gets a nice move of it, a nice look as he defends from his teammate Lance Stroll. Of course, Stroll could have been the one to win the race last year. It just depended who was in front when we came up to them. So I think Stroll's going to want to try and put one over his teammate to try and get something back on him at least for last year, because those two still, that's so evenly matched. Although Stroll does have the podium for this season over Mick Schumacher, Schumi has the more consistency and then just about 8 or 9 more points than Stroll. So Daniel Kvyat, it's actually stayed out even longer here. I think this is Daniel Kvyat anyway. Could be Verstappen, We're looking at the cars behind. I think it is Daniel Kvyat. Indeed, it is Danny Kvyat. And then comes back onto pits. There goes Kubica, and there we are as well. And Daniel Kvyat almost got an overcut. And also, I said, you also had the overcut, strangely, was actually the strategy to be on in this race. Now, Kvyat behind us now on fresh medium tyres, which 1 year beyond the temperature, but he still gets some nice run there through a Rouge. And still there, he's going to be right up behind us now. He's going to have DRS now on the back of us, and we've seen him before. He's pretty punchy with that because he only turned up to the max. And we have to go defensive to the inside line now from Daniel Kvyat. Going to try hard now, run the outside line into the brake zone, still side by side still. Okay, we just managed to keep it once again, run the outside line, so around those few corners there. We pretty much got our defence nailed, so if we can just keep doing that for the rest of the race. But Hulkenberg drops down now into P4, so you imagine he's going to try and put on a fight to try and catch back up. Then he's still got the two Haas going at it, tooth and nail, and we've got Schumi, who's still in front of Stroll, so I don't know why Stroll's really struggling to get in front. And looking back at us now, so onto lap 9, so it's still the same lap as we're looking at just before on the external cam. We're catching right onto the back now though of Robert Kubica. So I was like, Kubica is really not having too much fun here on the medium tyres. Of course, his tyres will be fresher, but still, yeah, they might not yet quite be up to temperature because we've been on ours for about 3 or 4 laps longer than our team. And then, of course, Daniel Kubica's got the freshest tyres now out of all of us, so we're 9 tenths down on our best lap. So definitely losing time here behind Kubica. Now we're gaining though in the station, because down here, like, unless he can find a way up the inside like he did with Hulk back in lap 2 or 3 of the race, there's not really no way through here really. You can make an overtake, and we've got Daniel Kvyat looking very, very slow behind us now, coming into the break there for the bus stop chicane. He doesn't go for a dive bomb move on the inside line. He wasn't quite close enough, but I feel like if he gets a sniff at an overtake, he'll just completely go for it. But then we have DRS now on the back. Our teammate coming down that into turn 1, then Kvyat starts the DRS at the back of us, but pretty much the DRS that we've got is kind of like a defense, and we get into turn 1, they get close to our teammate there. So because we've got more confidence on the braking. And honestly, braking has always been something that I've always had like the confidence that just to stamp on the brakes later. And he goes down the coach, running very out of the line once again. We just managed to confidence now there, so of course going to try and make the move they did back to us on lap 1, and going to be wise that now. And that's slowed down his momentum a little bit, but he's still going to have DRS now to try and come back at us once again. Of course we got DRS as well, because having to defend from Daniel Kvyat, that pretty much killed our run. And down the long camera straight there, we weren't able to make moves back. And our teammate Robert Kubica, to come now through the second sector of the lap. Going up now into one of the, probably the slowest corner on the track, besides, of course, the bus stop chicane in turn 1. So the slowest corner that you really take at speed, and finding a way around here, but it's still right up behind the back though of Kubica, and now going up now through Speaker's Corner. So that used to be the corner with no name, but it's now Speaker's Corner. Well, I found the name for it to be anyway. We're now going up now through Pillman. It's still Robert Kubica that holds the lead from ourselves, but we're pretty much pushing our teammate along here. We've got so much more speed, but just about when Kubica maybe he gets the call to let us through, because we're still free to race me and Kubica, since we're still pretty even in the championship fight so far. Albeit we're all still way behind Fernando Alonso, so I don't really think in the grand scheme of things, with me or Kubica win the race, it's not going to make too much difference. But Jean-Eric Vergne's currently leading the Grand Prix. Of course, he's yet to stop. But in his first race now in yellow, he's currently leading the Grand Prix, so imagine he can be quite happy with his move to join Renault from Ferrari. Of course, since his Formula E this season has been fairly disastrous as well, it doesn't look like he's really going to defend his championship there. Of course, he's not going to defend it here in Formula 1 either. Now against Thomas now with Kubica forced out onto the grass. Kubica getting very aggressive, so clearly Kubica is not going to want to let us through. Around the final corner, getting a huge power slide on as well, because Gus is not going to have grass on our tyres now. Now here comes the teammate Kubica, going to try and come back in us now down into turn 1. Somehow though, we're actually the ones with DRS still, so we must be behind just about though at the detection point. And we keep it now on the racing line. The Kubica just managed to get us now on the exit. And once again now we have to do battle now with Daniel Kvyat in the Red Bull. And Kvyat once again we have to block him off even earlier that time, so not even giving Kvyat the thought of making a move. But then we get a brilliant run there, and now on the back now of Robert Kubica, DRS wide. Once again Kubica forcing us out onto the grass, so this sure going to have to be some wires after the race. Kubica getting very aggressive with us for honestly no reason. Remember back to the 2010 Grand Prix, he forced Seb Vettel out onto the grass, so whoever is about this track, Kubica likes getting his elbows out on me, getting him about, well, especially when I'm his teammate as well. You've got to have some liberties, Kubica, come on. And then now we still got Daniel Kvyat right up behind us. Imagine Kvyat was hoping that me and him probably crash into each other, so Kvyat could then just take it and just romp away and get a free win around a track that really shouldn't be suiting the Red Bulls. Although through Speaker's Corner we get a good run, and now we are pulling away though from our team, and now Robert Kubica. So Kubica is really not having the most fun time in the world on those medium tyres. But of course through here you're going to be able to keep ahead of Daniel Kvyat, but surely now Kvyat's going to have to change attention now to defending from Daniel Kvyat. And then looking a bit further back, you got one of the Toyotas there. Can't quite see which one it is. I think that actually is that Kobayashi? I can't quite tell. Actually, I think that is the Kobayashi. It actually is in the back of the sandwich with a smoking engine retirement. Then Actually, there's a lot of half his front wing. What did you really expect to do? Come around that corner, you got Sauber doing about 3 miles an hour on the racing line, and now he's got half a front wing. Sure, he's going to have to pit for a new one, and Verstappen trying to get around the outside line of him, and actually going to be 3 wide. Now in the front, trying to make a way on the inside line as well. Going to be side by side still. Forced out. Going to be actually his contact. Vettel almost gets forced around there. So once again, Verstappen being very, very quickly. They could have smashed their Vettel into a wall. That would have been a horrific crash here. That could have been with Vettel there. He's a 5-time champion. He's going to have some good car control. Verstappen though, he's just able to pull it in front though of Sebastian Vettel coming down now. I imagine Vettel's going to be going mental on the team radio about that. I mean, honestly, if he is, I can't blame him honestly, because honestly, Verstappen there, you can't make contact, especially around that part of the track. It's so dangerous as well. Honestly, when you get a good run on someone, and then instead Vettel now can you try and come back now at Max Verstappen, of course. Since the Ferrari isn't the best car in the world overall, he's going to have a good engine though. We've seen what he can do in the back of that Sauber Alfa Romeo. Verstappen has to go defensive now to the inside line, but Vettel goes even more to the inside just to make the point. He's going to make a move back on the inside line here of the Dutchman. Coming to the corner, Verstappen backs out that. So imagine maybe he got told to let Vettel back through after that move that he made, but either way, Vettel gets his way back in front of the Dutchman. I'm pretty sure Verstappen is going to try and, obviously, of course he's going to try and fight back. It's Max Verstappen we're talking about here, but Vettel though, can he try and pull away now? Now looking back a bit further back now, and massive shooter. He's still having the courage. They're going to get side by side now. Upper Rouge once again, are we? Another bring over here around the outside line, of course, on the set. Soft tyres as well, since he was doing the alternate strategy for this race. And if he carries on like this, and then he gets DRS to boot as well, and this is leaving that Toro Rosso now for dead. If he can keep up this kind of pace, he might even be able to maybe sneak a point or two, because he's got the McLaren and then the next Toro Rosso to keep up. And he's still quite some way left to go in this race, so maybe it could be a top 12 still on the cards yet for Master Cheater in this race. But then these McLarens and Toro Rossos, there shouldn't be any trouble whatsoever really for him to try and get past. Moving a bit further on now, looking towards now front. Is this the other Toyota or is this Kobayashi once again? I can't quite tell. Actually, it's Lewis Hamilton now. Is getting in the back now of one of the Williams. Going now around the outside line. This is the Williams here of our teammate Robbie Kimissa. We'll try to go around the outside line. We should then turn to the inside now for the final corner. And actually got Hamilton on the set. Soft tyres. And Hamilton, of course, he started outside the top 10. He started from P11, but got elevated into the top 10 with Verstappen's penalty. So Hamilton there, of course, he's doing the alternative strategy as well. And it looks like it's working out fairly good for him so far. This is guy ahead now of my teammate and Daniel Kvyat in the first as well to get to our teammates. So now, Hamilton's now open to second place. Can he even try and chase down us now? I mean, you can't even see us from this camera shot because we're quite some way up the road. But Hamilton's got some monstrous pace, it seems, on those soft tyres. But now, talking of monstrous pace, we've got our teammate Kvyat getting a massive run here in the switch with DRS now. And Hamilton has to defend to the inside line. Kvyat going to try and keep it around the outside line. But Hamilton there just keeps his car there parked on the apex. Of course, Hamilton, the 2008 champion. Kvyat honestly should have been the 2008 champion if BMW kept up with the upgrades for the car. But still, Hamilton now up into second place. And now through the next part of the APAC is already pulling away. So those soft tyres really are working a treat for that Toyota. And still there, you've got Daniel Kvyat right down the back of our team. I imagine and through the corners, you think that the Red Bull's faster. He sees that down the straight, he just hasn't got enough, even with DRS, because that Cosy engine still isn't the fastest in straight line speed, even with the low drag setup that Red Bull are going to be running for this race and for Monster as well, because the upgrades, well, they seem to be working at least with Daniel Kvyat. We haven't seen much of Verstappen in this race, besides when he took out Massive Cheater. But Verstappen has definitely not faring as good here as his teammate. And then Daniel Kvyat now is going to have a run down this back straight here once again. Now, can he try and make a move this time? He could really, or he could just try and set himself up for a move into the bus stop chicane. He's right up the rear wing there of our teammate. And honestly, if he can just get past down the straight, I've got a feeling Kvyat would just disappear into the distance. If he can just find a place to make a move. Once again, Kvyat today just parks his car in all the right places into the bus stop chicane. Kvyat still just really, I don't know where he's going to try and make a move if he can't make it past yet. Now, on to lap 19, and at the end of lap 19, Lewis Hamilton is now actually caught up to us. You can't even see, well now Daniel Kvyat's finally got past our teammate. I shouldn't be so happy about that, but he's been trying the whole race to try and get past. It's taking this long to actually do it. But now Hamilton in the DRS now on the back for us, coming down now into turn 1. He's going to try and make a move into the hairpin style corner. No, he's not quite going to make a move with those soft tyres. Why are they going to wear out, honestly? I mean, he's been on the tyres a lot less time than what we've been on ours, but we're on a harder compound of tyres, so honestly, our tyres should still be in better nick, really, since they're mediums to soft tyres, especially around such a high tyre wear track like this, around Spa. Now then, Hamilton now, with the DRS now, is going to try and make a move on us now. We're going to have to try and go around the outside line, go the long way around. Going up now into the end of the camera straight now. He actually makes the move, and now Hamilton takes the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. But no, surely, no, we're going to have something to say about that. We've had some amazing pace all race long. I'm not losing this victory now. You can't even see our teammate and Daniel Kvyat behind because they're so far back. They had some blinding pace, but Hamilton's just had even more on those soft tyres, and just that Toyota is so fast in a straight line as well. And their car design is kind of just low drag in general, so that's pretty much the car that they'll be running everywhere. And then through bunch right now, just mounting all the curves now there through P1, so just trying to just find all the pace that we can. Now then coming up now into the end of the second sector here. This will be maybe where we can gain on the back of the Toyota Gazoo car. Of course, it's marginally fast in a straight line, but the downforce is pretty good, and you can see we are gaining back on Lewis Hamilton. So through the corners, that Toyota is not faring as well as what we are. But now then, we can be gaining in the station here once again. Of course, low drag cars here fared pretty well in the past, back to 2009 when Fisichella could have won the race in that Force India. But then we get around the back now of Lewis Hamilton. We actually have to brake check ourselves there a little bit, not hitting the back end because we weren't pressing that to make a move up the inside line. Of course, Toyota bought out Force India, so this, well, I say it could have been what the Force India was, but then again, it is completely redesigned Toyota. And this is only Toyota's second year back in Formula 1. They've already won one race this season, while Hamilton won round 4 at Azerbaijan in a crazy race there, pulling off an amazing one-stop strategy. Now then, this strategy could pay off once again, but once again, I'm going to have something to try and say about that. I'm going to use everything that this BMW Williams has to offer now. We've got easily the fastest car in a straight line without screaming BMW engine in the back of this car. BMW, they've always designed great engines for the Williams cars, and then when they had their own BMW own team as well. Now we've got DRS now wide open on the back of old Williams. Coming down now the camera show, we're actually not closing up this time. It's like Hamilton with the grip and those tyres, and maybe Hamilton's tyres actually are holding up better than ours. That Toyota we know we've seen in previous races is great with the tyre wear, well, the lack of tyre wear anyway, that it has. And now once again cutting up now through the middle part now of the lap. This corner here, I've made some great overtakes around this corner in the past, and once again get all over the back once again of Lewis Hamilton. Coming now through Speaker's corner now as Carmen Jordan is out of the Grand Prix. Well, that's not really going to make any difference to her after she wasn't going to be chopping the points places anyway. Now it just depends actually where's her car stopped. If it starts around the final few corners, that could be really problematic for us and needs to get cleared quickly, because the bus stop chicane will be our last chance to try and make an overtake, unless we can try and get past Hamilton here through the middle sector here. We need to try and keep with it here once again to try and set up for a run down this next straight. You need a good run here through this right hander. We get an okay one there. I think Hamilton got a solid bad line. Actually we go purple through second sector, so finding some good pace through second sector still, although I feel like Hamilton is still pretty much just toying with us now, just doing exactly what he has to do. I don't know how much engine modes, how much extra fuel he's got saved up. And now they're coming up now to the yellow flag zone, so please clear before the corner. Actually, yes it is. It is clear before the corner, so we can try and make a move into the final bus stop chicane. But we're not got close enough there to the back of Lewis Hamilton to try and make a move. Now they're coming now around the final corner. He'll be running out up to the starfish line. We've got DRS now down into turn 1. Actually put up now the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, so we're showing now that we are coming now for Lewis Hamilton. I'm got every intention of taking this win. Now moving a bit further on now into the final lap. We did make a move right down the camera straight there, because that Toyota so fast. Hamilton brake chases there around this corner where he knows we're so good. Of course, he's done his homework about where we could try and make overtakes. Now through Speaker's corner now, we're going to be giving it everything we've got. We've got plus 6.6 laps extra fuel saved up, and now into overtake mode on the aerosol, giving the absolutely everything this BMW engine has to give us now. Now it's up to us now to try and take this victory now from Lewis Hamilton, the 2008 World Champion, against me, the 2016 World Champion in BMW Williams. So all the omens now could be in both of our favours. That Toyota has come on leap and bounds this season already. This BMW Williams now, we're back to where we belong, trying to look around the outside line. We've got so much more downforce, so much more good grip. But now I think our tyres now are coming into our own. I think we now do have the better tyre wear over Lewis Hamilton. Now we're gaining now on the back of the 2008 champion, getting so much here in the station. It's got to be a do or die move into the bus stop chicane if we can even get close enough to make a move. Going up now though into the bus stop chicane, going to go for a dive on the inside line, and Hamilton goes late on the brakes as well, and manages to stick the apex, and then round the final corner. There's going to be no dramas here for Lewis Hamilton now. Coming up now to the finish line, it's going to be Lewis Hamilton to win the Belgian Grand Prix.
Thank you so much, fantastic pit stop, great job all weekend. We definitely deserved that one, guys, we definitely did. Thank you.
Yeah, Hamilton was absolutely right there. It was his incredible pit strategy that won in this race. Yeah, you can see Vijay Mallya, of course, stayed on at Toyota since he sold his team to them back for the 2017 season. There you can see the team there are very happy as well with their second win now in this season. Toyota really are now becoming a force to be reckoned with. And we've got Adrian Sutter comes home in 6th place, so honestly, a good race there from Sutter. I mean, he overtook Alonso on the first lap, so it's been a good race for him anyway. Hamilton takes his second victory now of 2018, and this is also the first time a Toyota driver has been on the podium at Spa. I mean, they could have got their first podium here back in 2004 when it was meant to be, and going straight to the top, that's one way to make a statement. Taking a look at the end results, Lewis Hamilton would take Toyota's second victory. He was just under a second clear of us in second, and Daniel Kvyat rounds off the podium for Red Bull in third. Your teammate Kubica in fourth, and Hulkenberg gets a great P5 for Renault. Sutton comes home in P6 and beats Fernando Alonso by a second, so some really good pace in this race from Adrian Sutton. And Jean-Eric Vergne comes home in 8th on his debut for Renault, with Verstappen coming home in P9. I imagine Vergne's going to be quite happy with that as well, beating a Red Bull, and even more so the Ferrari, his ex-teammate from earlier on in the season. Seb Vettel comes home in 10th, with Pascal Wehrlein down in 11th place, and Kobayashi manages to scrape a point in P12. Stroll would just miss out on points, going home in 13th ahead of his teammate Mick Schumacher. Carlos Sainz come home in 15th place, just holding off the charging Sauber of Matsushita, only 2 tenths behind. You got Haryanto then in 17th, who beat Pierre Gasly by just over half a second, and then we have Carmen Jordan 2 laps down, of course, because she retired, but she was still classified, and Charles Leclerc was the only retirement from the Grand Prix. Taking a look now at the point standings, and of course, unsurprisingly, Fernando Alonso still leads. He's still over 2 race wins clear of us, but we claw back 4 points at least, I think. Well, from the net championship lead that he's lost. I'm pretty sure we're more than 4 points behind him, but for what he's lost, it's only been 4 points. And in third place now is Seb Vettel, who's 1 point short of 100. And Lewis Hamilton now, with that victory, now gets back up into 4th place and gets himself back into the championship hunt. With Daniel Kvyat now down to P5. We're still ahead of our teammate Robbie Kubica, and then Max Verstappen in 7th. With Pascal Wehrlein in 8th, and then quite the gap down back to Adrian Sutton in 9th. With Charles Leclerc in 10th place, and Hulkenberg with a good P5 gets up into the top 12 once again now in 11th, with Mick Schumacher rounding off the top 12 for Haas. Kobayashi drops down into 13th place now with 39 points, and Jean-Eric Vergne now gets up into 14th place with 35, 2 points clear of Lance Stroll. We have Ricciardo, whose points tally, unless he comes back with a different team, won't change. He's in 16th with 16 points. Haryanto 17th on 4. Then we have Pierre Gasly 18th on 2, with Matsushita rounding off the point scorers so far with 1 point, with Sainz and Jordan still yet to score. And finally now moving on to the constructor standings, and Mercedes lead, but they've had their championship lead pretty much near enough halved in this race, down from 45 points now to 28. Then you have Red Bull in 3rd place, 47 points behind. Then we have Ferrari in 4th, who are now only 9 points clear of Toyota. Toyota really are coming on strong now. Then we have Alfa Romeo Sauber in 6th place on 82, who are 8 points clear now of Haas. But Renault are now only 10 points behind Haas, so Renault really are just shooting up the orders so far with the amount of points they've been getting, and really are getting themselves now in that battle for 6th place. Then they have a gap of 60 points over McLaren, who are in 9th on 4. And they have double the points of Toro Rosso Honda, who are in 10th place with 2. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Vote for your driver of the day with the poll link that'll be in the video description. Also check out the wiki for this championship though, so you get all the news, latest updates and that on this season, previous seasons, all the teams, all the drivers in that as well, maybe even a sneak peek of what's to come up in the future. So remember to comment down below on this video, and hit that notification bell and subscribe as well so you don't miss out on any future videos. Remember to follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, they'll be linked down below in the description, along with the 2 mods that I used for this video. The Martini stripe for the Williams and the BWT livery on the Toyota, so they'll be linked down there if you've got this game F1 2018 on PC and want to have a go at them yourself. Thanks for watching, I'll see you all next time.